Good Monday morning, everyone, Facebook friends. I want to talk to you today about a project that I'm going to launch. I truly believe in the law of attraction. I started studying it years ago, and what I believe and what I've learned through a lot of the books that I've read and trainings that I've attended is that, we are 100% responsible for creating our lives, along with the universe, God, spirit, the creator, whatever you want to call that we get to co-create this life with a higher spirit. And I believe that that is 100% true, that life is always mirroring back to us, kind of like this energetic imprint that we're all carrying around. And so everybody has kind of this field of energy that you carry with you. And my dog is now going crazy because the UPS man just pulled up, which means we have to act batshit crazy when he pulls up. So hold on just a second here. But anyway, so, you know people who carry this vibration, like they just kind of exude joy and happiness and positivity and optimism. And for those of us that sometimes that doesn't come naturally to, there are certain tools that we can put in place that help us do that. But, a lot of it is our thoughts. Our thoughts are constantly creating what's coming back to us. And so all of you know that I love this topic of how do we increase our happiness levels. And I have this really cool idea. I read an article that another town had done with this project called Happiness Rocks. And so one of the things that I have found is that, and I am so sorry, George is like just going crazy. I can't believe the UPS guy pulled up while I'm doing my Facebook Live video. So George has to let him know he's extremely unhappy. But anyways, we all think that, we'll finally be happy when we lose that weight, or when our body looks a certain way, or when we look younger, when we make more money, when we get that house. We all believe that those things will make us happier. And while they sometimes do temporarily, they are not long lasting. And so one of the tools that I've discovered that increases your happiness and is long lasting is called random acts of kindness. And so what I'm going to do this week is we're going to launch a happiness project here in Tell City, because I read an article about another city who had done this, and I've had this on my radar for about 2 months, and I just kept thinking, how do I pull it together? And then today I ran into a high school girl and I told her about it, and she was so excited about it. And I thought, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it this week. And so what we're going to do is random acts of kindness is a tool that I utilized in my life. I started a few years ago, because the research says that when you do random acts of kindness for others, you actually receive more than doing when you do something kind for someone. And so I remember a couple of years ago, my New Year's resolution was that I was going to do one random act of kindness, intentional act of kindness. Hi, Miss Susan Hyatt. I see you, Little Miss New York. So anyway, what I know is that for a year, I decided that once a week, I was going to write a handwritten note to someone appreciating or complimenting them. And it could be like the most random person. So I remember being in the Walmart at Jasper, and the cashier was super nice and super friendly, and she just enjoyed her job. And I left there thinking she made that experience so much nicer for me. So I looked at her name tag, and the next week I sent a thank you addressed to her. Random acts of kindness can be anything. It's when I just unexpectedly buy something for my mom, who I know loves gifts, and it makes me feel so good to give to her. And so this idea of implementing random acts of kindness in our life has been proven over and over again to increase our happiness levels. And so this week, what we're going to do is we're going to launch a happiness project here in Tell City. And the way that we're going to do it is we are going to create Happiness Rocks. And so what I'm doing right now is a call out to any and everyone, all ages. It can be young kids, adults, anyone who wants to take part in this project. I'm going to try to organize it for either Tuesday or Wednesday evening. And we are going to paint these rocks, and we're going to put smiley faces on these rocks. And then what we're going to do is we're going to distribute these little bits of happiness at places around our community. It can be anywhere, in Perry County. You might put it in someone's landscaping, or by their door, or randomly leave it on their desk. And the point is that when you see a happiness rock, it just makes you smile. And that's one of the things that my mom taught me a long time ago. I remember being in junior high, and she had taken me to Dairy Queen. And I don't know, I must have been really sad about something. And she looked at me and she said, "You know what, Kim, you are so pretty when you smile. When you smile, it makes a really big difference." And I'm kind of known as being a smiley person. And a lot of people are always telling me like, "Oh, I love your smile. You seem really happy and positive." And I am a lot of the time. But guys, it goes such a long way. Just 2 weeks ago, I was having dinner at the Poorhouse, and I met a waiter, and he's walked in and he goes, "Oh my gosh, you seem like you're so happy. You have a great smile. I needed that today." And then later on, he saw me about a week later, and he goes, "You know what? It was my first day on the job, and I was having a really bad day. I had just moved here from Florida." And he goes, "I just want you to know that just your overall positivity and your demeanor," he's like, "I don't normally just see that on somebody, and it just turned my day around." And so I think that anytime we can spread little bits of happiness around, that what we do is we just uplift the overall energy of anyone who comes into contact with that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go buy paint and paintbrushes today, and I'm going to go down to Malzer's Crushed Stone, and I'm going to get a big 5-gallon bucket of these rocks. And I'm going to ask anybody who wants to participate in this community happiness project that might want to join me. I'll let you know in the comment section. If you want to join me, please let me know in the comment section, and then I'll make sure that I let you know for sure if I can get it organized by tomorrow around 5:30 or 6, or Wednesday. But what we're going to do is we're going to paint these rocks, and then we're going to put smiley faces on them, and then we're going to spread little bits of happiness all around our community. And the goal is when someone sees a happiness rock, they, one, know that someone was thinking of them. Two, it is going to put a smile on their face, which is going to change their energetic imprint for the time being, because there's a lot of research behind that idea of when you smile, it actually changes your brain chemistry. And then we're going to tell that person they can keep that rock. They can keep that rock for as long as they want, or they can send that rock and pay it forward to someone else that they'd like to uplift, that they're thinking about. So anyways, I'm just so excited that I ran into Miss Bria Holler this morning, and I was talking to her. She's a high school girl. She had just come out of swimming, and I said, "Bria, I've got this idea and I've been wanting to do it." And she said, "Yes, let's do it." And so I thought, you know what? Sometimes you just jump in and do it. And that's what we're going to do this week. So if you want to be involved in raising the happiness levels by random acts of kindness. And by the way, I would challenge all of you, random acts of kindness, a smile, a compliment, a handwritten note to someone, an email. It can be the smallest of things. But if you commit to doing one random act of kindness per day for 21 days, the research says you have raised your happiness level. So I am super excited. I got to go buy rocks and paint brushes and paint, even though I am supposed to be working on a separate project. Hey, I've just decided we're doing the happiness project this week. So I hope you can join me. If you plan to be there, I don't know if we're going to have it at my house yet or like a central location in town. So if you plan to attend, please comment or shoot me a message so that I can make sure I get you the details. Happy Monday, everyone.